Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So this is an ASMR video talking about football. It's meant to help you relax after a tricky day, busy day, stressful day, or maybe even help you fall asleep, or just, could be just an interesting but relaxing version of catching up on the football results from this previous weekend. So either way, thanks for clicking on the video. Don't forget to click like and drop a comment on anything interesting that you see or hear during this video. This is the second part because I spent so long talking about the Premier League. I decided to stop that video and do a second part with all of the other European and American results. So that's what we're going to look at today. So if you're looking for Premier League, that's in an earlier video. That's from yesterday's video. And I'm going to do the rest of the world in today's video. So let's do that. How do I get back? So we're going to look principally at La Liga in Spain, Bundesliga in Germany, Serie A in Italy, and then as many as we can in that time. Thank you for talking to me and letting me know which leagues you want me to look at, and I've added them, so hopefully we'll get through them all today. If you want to have your league added to this regular video, then drop me a comment and let me know. As I was doing that, I just paused it and I realised that I wasn't signed in, and all of the leagues that I've got saved have come up, so we should get through all of these leagues. But can we just talk about that? PSG confirmed Neymar is out for the season due to ankle injury. Whoa, that's a massive thing. They're struggling in the Champions League. Got Bayern coming up soon, and they are not doing too great in Ligue 1 as well. I mean, they probably win it, but could this affect that? How interesting. Let me know in a comment if you think that that is going to make a massive difference. Okay, we're going to start with Serie A. I watched the big match last night. We'll talk about that in a second. Friday, Napoli lost at home to Lazio, which is a big deal. Lazio chasing Champions League spots, Napoli chasing their first championship in many years, have been wiping everyone out, miles ahead. We'll have a look at the table in a moment, but that is a massive, massive result. Huge for Lazio. I don't think it'll stop Napoli, but if that shows that maybe there's a weakness in the armour, I wonder if others will use it to try and catch them out. Okay. Monza beat Empoli 2-1. Atalanta drew with Udinese 0-0, which doesn't help their Champions League chasing. But another big result, Fiorentina 2, Milan 1. So it keeps Milan out of the Champions League spots as well. Spezia managed to draw against Hellas Verona. Sampdoria managed to draw against Salernitana 0-0. Inter didn't fluff their lines, they beat Lecce 2-0. And the big result of the weekend, Roma at home in the Stadio Olimpico beating Juve and stopping their 4 wins on the bounce, becoming 5. Roma themselves taking advantage of Milan and Atalanta's results and pushing into the Champions League spots. And then tonight's Sassuolo against Cremonese. Cremonese after that big win against Roma midweek, and Torino against Bologna. I watched the Cremonese Roma match, and I enjoy watching Roma this season. I'm even a fan of Roma, but by the end of the match, I was kind of not too upset that Cremonese got finally a win. I think it's their first win in Serie A since like 1997 or some weird fact. So yeah, good for them. I want to just very briefly talk about Roma and Juve. Mancini scored his first goal in like 2-3 years. There's a bolt from outside of the box to the bottom corner. Wonderful goal. Juve huffed and puffed, but they just couldn't do anything, and then, oh dear, Moise Keane walked on the pitch 40 seconds later, kicked someone and got a red card. Not helpful. Yeah, it was a weird formation. They just wanted a counter-attack, so they stuck Dybala up front, who's more of an attacking midfielder, and they couldn't keep the ball up there at all. They left Tammy Abraham on the bench and Belotti, and they just left Spinazzola and Zalewski to run. But yeah, Mancini had got up the pitch somehow, some reason, got the ball from Cristante and shot across goal from about there to there and beat, Szczesny, who was an absolutely world-class goalkeeper normally, fair and square. So yeah, Juve just couldn't seem to break down the defence, and that was that. Okay, let's go next to La Liga in Spain. And whilst this loading up, can I just say click like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Okay, results over the weekend. Here we go. So Villarreal beat Getafe 2-1. Real Sociedad could only draw with lowly Cádiz 0-0 at home. Bit of a shock for them. We'll see how it affects the table in a moment. Getafe, oh yeah, that was last week's actually. Getafe beat Girona 3-2. Villarreal won again against Almeria 2-0. Mallorca lost at home to Elche 1-0. But look at that. Atletico Madrid 6-1 winners to Sevilla. Goals from Depay, Griezmann, Carrasco and Morata. Then we had Valladolid beating Espanyol 2-1. Barcelona beat lowly Valencia 1-0. Athletic Club, my team in Spain, could only get a 0-0, but Rayo are doing quite well this season, if I remember. And Real Betis managed to get a 0-0 draw against Real Madrid, who are now falling further behind their arch rival. So Barcelona top on 62 points, 53, so 9 points behind now Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad make up the Champions League spots. Betis and Villarreal are chasing. Rayo Vallecano still trying to get into Europe, which would be a big thing, but Athletic Club, got Barcelona next, so good luck. And down the bottom, unbelievable, Valencia is there with Elche and Almeria. Sevilla got a bad result, so even if they went down, that'd be a massive thing as well. Two huge clubs in danger of being relegated. I realise I'm just going to go back slightly because I didn't look at the table for Serie A. And Napoli still top, still 15 points ahead, so don't have to worry just yet. Inter, Lazio jumped up to 3rd, and Roma in 4th, Milan down in 5th, Atalanta 6th, Bologna in 7th, and Juve in 8th. Down the bottom, Sampdoria, Cremonese, who moved off the bottom with 2 results in a row. A big result against Roma, and then Hellas Verona, Spezia just clinging on for dear life. Just above them, but they've got Inter next. Okay, let's go to France, Ligue 1. Some big matches this weekend. In terms of European spots, Nice have been slowed down by Auxerre, missing my man Aaron Ramsey with an injury. Hopefully he'll be well enough for the internationals, but as usual, international comes around and Aaron Ramsey gets injured. Lens managed to get a draw with Lille, who also are chasing the spots. Lens trying to stay in the running as well. Paris Saint-Germain did beat Nantes 4-2, despite having some injuries. Mbappe, of course, was amongst the goal scorers, but also Messi and Pereira. Own goal from Hadjam. But it looks like there was a time when the match was being drawn. So Messi 12-17, 31-38, it was 2-2, and then Pereira scored on the hour mark. So like I said, they're not, like previously, they're not blowing teams away like they had been doing. And what else? Troyes with Monaco, so they've got a draw as well, 2-2. Montpellier beat Angers 5-0. And Reims beat Ajaccio 1-0, so they're still having a great second half to the season. Strasbourg and Brest, oh by the way, if I finally managed to get this pronunciation correct, je peux parler français, donc I don't understand why I don't know how to say this word, Rennes, I think it's Rennes. Brest 1-0, Toulouse lost at home to Clermont Foot 1-0, Lyon drew with Lorient, and the big result last night, Marseille beat Rennes away from home, so Rennes' hopes of trying to get into Europe for a second consecutive season dashed for a little while longer. They are clinging on, but the chasing pack, Lille, Nice, and Rennes, no, they've come from nowhere. The new manager, the big story there about how he's just a football manager, computer game player, and he's just been given the job and it's just worked. The fairy tale continues. So Rennes with 46 points, Lens with 51, Monaco with 51, Marseille with 55. Yeah, PSG still with 63, but you know, their form's not great. I wonder, can Marseille catch them? 8 points is a big, big difference though, isn't it? Okay, now we're going to look at the Bundesliga and the matches from this weekend. I think the big news is that Borussia Dortmund are having a title challenge, which is wonderful for everyone concerned with the Bundesliga. It's so terrible how Bayern Munich always seem to win. So Freiburg got another result, this time against Bayer Leverkusen, 1-1. München beat Union Berlin, unfortunately 3-0. Sorry, I've not got any issues with Bayern. It's just I would love to see someone new win the league. Borussia Dortmund beat Leipzig, a big test, 2-1. And then, so that was the last Sunday, So Mönchengladbach drew with Freiburg. They're looking like they're going to get into Europe somehow. Augsburg 2-1 winners over Werder Bremen. Mainz winning at home to Hoffenheim, who are having a terrible season, 1-0. Berlin drew 1-0 with Cologne. Bochum lost at home to Schalke. That's right, Schalke have got some points. And Stuttgart lost at home to Bayern 2-1. Bayer Leverkusen beat Hertha Berlin 4-1. And lastly, Wolfsberg beat Eintracht Frankfurt 2-2. Let's look at the table then. So neck and neck. Oh, can you imagine if Berlin had actually beaten Bayern in that match? That would have been so interesting. So Bayern up next against Augsburg, and Schalke is up next. The big derby against Borussia Dortmund. For once, because I'm more of a Schalke fan than a Dortmund fan. Go on, win it. Chase Bayern all the way. Go on, you can have this one. Berlin, I'm sure Schalke fans do not agree. Proper Schalke fans. Berlin on 44, Leipzig hanging on. Freiburg is chasing for Champions League, and Frankfurt is up there in 6th as well. But down the bottom, Bochum. Schalke have just moved up with 2 wins after not losing their last 5. And Hoffenheim just 5 losses in a row. Freiburg up next. Not a good thing, but Stuttgart will be relieved at least. Okay. Let's fly through the next couple then. So, Netherlands, Eredivisie. And matches this weekend. So, Saturday. Volendam beat Emer 3-1. Feyenoord continue their great run by beating Groningen 1-0. FC Twente drew with Heerenveen 3-3. Excelsior lost at home to Sparta Rotterdam 4-1. PSV Eindhoven beat Waalwijk 1-0. Ajax beat Nijmegen 1-0. And Cambuur managed to beat Go Ahead Eagles 4-1. Let's look how that affects the table. So Feyenoord still top, but Ajax chasing now 5 wins on the bounce. And Alkmaar dropping down from second place. They are now in third. Eindhoven only 6 points from the top. Is so tight in this year's Eredivisie. Twente in fifth. Sparta and Utrecht make up the last European spots. And then down the bottom, Ema, Groningen, unfortunately down there, and Cambuur. So Excelsior just hovering 2 points above. Okay, let's go to Portugal. So let's have a look then. Match. Saturday, Estoril lost home to Vizela 3-0. Portimonense, lost home to Sporting 1-0. Porto beat Chaves 3-1. Gil Vicente beat Marítimo 2-0. Santa Clara lost at home 3-1 to Vitória de Guimarães. And Braga won again to Sporting's disgust against Rio Ave. So that means the following. In the table, Benfica remain top, 62 points, well ahead of Porto, but Braga still hanging in there for Champions League. Sporting chasing as best they can, but they're still 5 points away. Vitória in fifth, making up the European spots. Casa Pia now slumping. Unfortunately, their fairy tale looks to perhaps have come to an end. And then down the bottom, Passos, Santa Clara and Marítimo. Has the Allsvenskan started up yet? No, it's not. We'll wait for that to start up. So let's go to Belgium. So Belgium, last week Sunday, Friday. Oh, let's look at these results. So Oostende beat Club Brugge, who are not having a great season, 3-0. That is shocking. Kortrijk lost at home to Charleroi 1-0. Cercle Brugge beat Sarang, who were bottom of the table, 3-1. Leuven beat Zultwaarge 4-2. Liège beat Westerlo 2-0. Sint-Truiden drew with Genk, who are top of the table, 2-2. Oh, that's a big derby for them as well, isn't it? And then Antwerp massacred Mechelen 5-0. Gent managed to beat Anderlecht, everyone's rival in Belgium, 1-0. And then Saint-Gilloise continue their excellent season by beating Cas Upa 2-1. Let's have a look how that has affected the table. So Genk still 8 points ahead at the top of Gilloise, but wow, the fact that they're that high is just fantastic. Antwerp are in third and Bruges are still up there in fourth. So when the league breaks up soon, they are in the championship group. But trying to stop that happening are Gent, who are on 45 points, only 1 point away. Liège, Westerlo and Cercle Brugge. Anderlecht down in 10th. And then Oostende really done themselves. I mean, that's even worse that they beat Club Brugge 3-0 and they're in the relegation spots. Zultwaarge and Sarang also both lost this previous weekend at the bottom. Cas Upa hanging on, but they've got a 3-point gap there, which was 6 points. But they're, 6 points over Oostende, but still only 3 from Zulte. Okay, so that is Belgium. Let's look at Denmark. So, Denmark, these are the results. Midtjylland lost at home to Brøndby. Aarhus beat Horsens 2-0. Silkeborg beat Nordsjælland 2-1. Viborg and Randers 2-2. Lyngby beat Brøndby 1-0. So that's probably the previous week's result. Oh my god. København. Copenhagen beat Odense 7-0. Did my boy score? Oh, I didn't. Darn. Because you guys have got one of my No, he didn't. Is he on the bench? Jordan Larson, no, he didn't play very well. 7-0, that is crazy. Okay. And what else happened? Ah, that was it. So let's look at the table then. So Nordsjælland are top. Cuban are chasing though, 5-match winning streak. At least it doesn't go back further than that. So they've got 3 points. They're the informed team at the minute in this league. Viborg, surprisingly, are in third. Aarhus in fourth. Randers and Silkeborg make up the top half of the table, which will split off quite soon. 24-22, so 2 matches time. Brøndby might want to try and sneak in as best they can. I think Midtjylland probably can. Might be too far for Dense, but might make it. And then at the bottom, Lyngby with only 12 points. That's interesting. Both they and Aalborg have Midtjylland as their next match. That's weird. I wonder why that is. Okay, cool. And let's do Turkey. Have matches reconvened in Turkey? I'm not sure. It looks like they have. Okay, so let's have a look then at this previous weekend. So Friday, because they have to play extra matches now to catch up on, because of the earthquake, they stopped playing football for a while. Let's have a look at them all. Istanbulspor, oh wow, so I think they're in the relegation zone, aren't they? So 2-1 winners against Alanyaspor. Hatayspor 1-0 over Kasımpaşa. Galatasaray continue to win against Trabzonspor, this time 2-1. Fenerbahce 4-0 against Konyaspor. But Giresunspor lose at home to Kayserispor 2-1. Ümraniyespor drew 1-1 with Adana Demirspor. Beşiktaş could only get a draw against Antalyaspor. Alanyaspor beat Istanbul Başakşehir 1-0. Aren't they like second? And then Fatih Karagümrük 4-3 winners against Sivasspor. Trabzonspor lose again 2-1, this time at home to Ümraniyespor. Kayserispor lost at home to Fenerbahce 2-1 as well. And then yesterday, Adana Demirspor beat Hatayspor 3-0. Konyaspor drew with Giresunspor. Beşiktaş finally got a win 2-1 against Ankara-Gücü. And Galatasaray 3-0 winners away to Gaziantep. Some expect to see Galatasaray home and dry at the top. Only 6 points ahead of Fenerbahce. Beşiktaş are in third, but they are miles away from catching. I just don't think they can do it. Istanbul Başakşehir. Yeah, they would have been, but they weren't second. They might have been third before their 2 losses in a row. But they got Beşiktaş next. So that's a pretty big game. And Trabzonspor now, after a bit of a losing run, down in 6th, bottom of the table. Yeah, they've moved up after 2 successive wins. Istanbulspor. Let's go to Russia. I know that my lovely Spartak Moscow drew, unfortunately. So let's see the other results. Okay, so from this round of results, Fakal drew at home to Khimki 1-1. Spartak could only get a 2-2 draw to Ural. Can someone tell me why there were only 5,000 fans there, though? Why are there such a small home crowd at the moment for Spartak? Akhmat beat Orenburg 3-1. Zenit, top of the table, 3-0 winners over Nizhny Novgorod. Rostov, wow, that's against the form bucks, isn't it? Rostov, who were third last time I checked, lost at home to bottom of the table Lokomotiv Moskva 3-1. Then Dinamo beat Krylia Sovetov Samara 1-0. Krasnodar drew with Torpeda 2-2, and Sochi beat CSKA Moskva 2-0. Table, Zenit obviously up top. Spartak irritatingly drew that match, but they've got was that Fakal next. I don't see anyone beating Petersburg to the title, but Spartak second, Rostov third, Dinamo catching in fourth, and down the bottom, Lokomotiv in the relegation playoff spots now, and Fakel with them, Khimki and Tarbieda Moskva bottom. Okay, let's go to Poland. And the Polish results. So, Saturday, yes, 2 on Friday. Piast Gliwice beat Stal Mielec 2-0 away from home. Lech won at home to Lechia Gdansk 5-0. Wow. Łódź lost at home 2-0 to Poznan, Warta Poznan. Korona won at home to Wisła Płock 1-0. Górnik Zabrze lost at home to Legia Warszawa 1-0. Miedź Legnica drew at home to Jagiellonia Białystok. Pogoń lost at home to Raków Częstochowa, and Cracovia drew at home to Słask Wrocław. Match tonight is Radomiak Radom against Zagłębie Lubin. Let's see the table. Oh, they are doing pretty well. 55, so they are 9 points ahead of Legia Warszawa. Raków Częstochowa, never even heard of them before. Lech are chasing the European spots there. In third, Pogoń are just 3 points behind, as are Łódź. I can't believe that. If you are Polish, can you tell me a little bit about where are they even from? Raków Częstochowa. I don't even know which part of Poland they're from. Is Raków? No. And at the bottom are Legnica, Gdansk and Kielce. Okay, let's go. Whose league is this? Switzerland. Oh, the Czech Republic. Okay, I added it on a request, so the last couple of results were as follows. Let's do Saturdays. So Brno 1-1 with Zlin. Kralove lost at home to Jablonec 4-1. Banik Ostrava could only draw 1-1 away to Pardubice. Victoria Pilsen only drew at home. Sigma Olomouc, okay. 1-1. And Praga. Sparta Praha beat Teplice 4-1. Bohemians won away to Slovan Liberec 3-1. Slovacko drew away to Mlada Boleslav, and Dinamo Ceske won away to Slavia Prague. Won at home to Slavia Prague. So some of them, the bigger names that I've heard of, not doing as well. Slovan in 9th, Jablonec in 10th, Banik Ostrava 12th. Zlin are bottom, but Slavia Prague are top, even though they lost that match. And Victoria are second, 1 point away. They'll be frustrated that they drew that match. Had they won, they would be top. Sparta Prague are in third. Slovacko, Bohemians and Sigma Olomouc make up the top group. Okay, I think this one is Switzerland. Yeah, again, on a request, I've added Switzerland. So, results last week were Winterthur drawing with Young Boys 1-1, Luzern losing at home to Bâle 1-0, St. Gallen drawing at home to Grasshopper 1-1, Zurich drawing at home to Servette, and Sion drawing at home to Lugano 1-1. So lots of draws. Only really Bâle were able to take advantage this weekend. And they don't need to. They're in 5th. That's pretty shocking for their standards. Lugano in 4th, only 1 point ahead of them though. St. Gallen in 3rd, Servette in 2nd, but Young Boys running away with the championship, 48 points compared to 38, so 13 points ahead of 2nd place. Winterthur down the bottom, but they've got 3 draws in their last 3 games, so that's quite good for them. And they are on 23 points. Sion and FC Zurich need to be careful, as do Grasshopper. Some big teams could possibly go down this year in Switzerland. That's a bit of a shocker. Okay, let's keep going. And are we in Scotland perhaps now? Yes, the Scottish Prem. So, matches. Okay, so this weekend, Hearts beat St Johnstone 3-0. Hibs won away at Livingston 4-1. Rangers beat Killie 3-1. Who scored in that one? Goldson, Sakala and Tavernier. I always want to say Tavernier. Tavernier. Is Rabbi Matondo playing at all these days? We need him back for the national team, please. Oh, he's not even on the bench. Oh gosh. Someone tell me, is he having a bad season? He doesn't look like he's injured. He's just not even in the team. Oh dear. Where was I? Ross County lost at home to Motherwell 2-0. Dundee United lost at home to Aberdeen 3-1. And Celtic won away at St Mirren 5-1 with goals from Jota, or Jota, is he Portuguese? Johnston, Abada, O'Reilly and O. Have you got Korean playing for you? Who's O? Hyungyu O? Yeah, you do. Who is he? Oh. Did something weird then, didn't it? Player profile. I love this website, it's so good. Who did he used to play for? Yes, who did he play in the K-League? Ah, Suwon. Oh yeah, okay. Celtic fans, is he any good? I have a love of all things Korean, and I've been to Korea like 4 times. It's awesome. I'm quite into their league. I often like to play it on, well, when I used to play FIFA. Okay, next up. I think this is, has the Irish League started back yet? Oh, it has. Okay. So, matches recently. Cork City 4-0 against the University. Is it Dublin University? Drogheda beat Sligo 1-0. Dundalk beat St Patrick's Athletic 5-0. It's not you don't get many 0-0s in this league, do you? Shelbourne beat Bohemian 1-0 and Shamrock lost at home to Derry City 2-1. Let's have a look at the table. So Derry City early leaders and UCD are down the bottom. Shamrock Rovers haven't won a match yet. 2 draws and 1 loss. It's pretty shocking from them. And let's go to Northern Ireland. Oops. Matches. Okay. So we had this weekend Newry City lose at home to Glenavon. Portadown lose at home to Carrick Rangers 3-1. And most of the matches are happening midweek, that's why. Okay. Let's have a look at the table then. So Larne are top, 68 points, 6 points ahead of Cliftonville are in second. And down the bottom are Portadown. Wow, really, 12 points. They are not looking in a safe position. Okay. And that brings us on to the Welsh Premier League. I'm including it out of principle. I know probably no one cares, but you know, no one ever mentions it, so if I don't as well, then I need to give it status. Okay, so Airbus, oh god, so there's this fact that Airbus are the only team in Europe who have got minus points because Cremonese beat Roma on Tuesday night, so they were the only other team in all of the European leagues that hadn't won a match all season. And not only have Airbus not won a match, but because they had a points deduction, that means they are in the table with minus points. So that is completely the only team in all of the European top leagues that haven't won a single match all season. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon because Aberystwyth beat them 7-1. Carnarvon drew with Flint 2-all. TNS actually drew with Pen-y-Bont with Bridgend 1-all. Wow. Connors Quay beat Cardiff Met 2-1. Newtown beat Bala 3-2. And Pontypridd beat Haverfordwest 2-1. I don't think that'll dent TNS's title shot. They've already separated, so the championship group 64 points now for TNS and Connors Quay chasing them down, but 15 points behind. But, you know, maybe they just got to concentrate on getting into Europe now. Pen-y-Bont are after them. Cardiff Met, Bala and Newtown, and at the bottom, Airbus on -2 in the relegation zone. Okay, one or two of you asked me to include the Championship and the League One, so we'll have a look at those really quickly. My team, Swansea, are just, oh my god, I don't even think I want to talk about it. 1-1 with Rotherham, we were winning and we conceded a goal against a player that we wanted to buy and then couldn't. Because we didn't, funny enough, you know, our form is just horrific. And that's what happened when you have a transfer window and you buy no players and you just get rid of them. Our board are a complete joke. Preston 0-0 with Coventry City, Luton 2-all with Millwall, Hull City beat West Brom 2-0, Blackburn beat Sheffield 1-0, Cardiff got a win against Bristol rivals 2-all, Blackpool and Burnley drew 0-0, Huddersfield lost 4-0 to Coventry City, Luton beat Swansea 1-0, just ignore that. Middlesbrough beat Reading 5-0. Millwall lost at home to Norwich 3-2. Rotherham beat Queen's Park Rangers 3-1. Stoke went away at Sunderland 5-1. Wow, that's a big result for Stoke. Watford 0-0 with Preston, and Wigan 1-all with Birmingham City. And that means Burnley are still top, but they've drawn 3 of the last 5. But Sheffield United are second. They've lost 3 of the last 5. So Middlesbrough, all of a sudden, oh god, look, they've got Swansea next. So it's a nice easy win for them. Middlesbrough could get an automatic spot after Sheffield United and Burnley just ran away with it. But all of a sudden, chinks in the armour. Blackburn 4th, Luton 5th, Norwich 6th, Swansea in 17th, look at the form, just absolutely atrocious, and Cardiff, they needed that win, 3 wins in the last 5, they're putting a gap 6 points between them and the relegation of Blackpool, Wigan and Huddersfield. And after you requested, this is League One in England. Let's do just the last set of results. Morecambe 0-0 with Bolton. Acton Stanley Uwe 2-1 with against Forest Green. Bristol 0-0 with Barnsley. Cambridge lost at home to Portsmouth 1-0. Cheltenham won at home to Fleetwood 1-0. Derby County drew with Shrewsbury 2-all. Ipswich beat Burton Albion 4-0. Lincoln City beat Oxford United 1-0. Plymouth managed to beat London club Charlton Athletic 2-0. Port Vale beat Milton Keynes 1-0. Sheffield Wednesday won against Peterborough 1-0. And Wickham drew with Exeter 1-all. I have no idea about the table in this division, so look, Sheffield Wednesday, the massive, massive team, should never be in that division. They are top. Plymouth, it'd be lovely to see them in the Championship. They are in second, and there's a bit of a gap, and then we've got Ipswich, another massive team, Bolton, another massive team. This, you know, there's so many big teams. Derby County, Barnsley, Wickham having a good season, Shrewsbury, Peterborough, and then down the bottom, Forest Green, Cambridge, Milton Keynes and Morecambe. You know, there are some teams there with some big aspirations. Milton and Forest Green, Milton Keynes and Forest Green have got, you know, very good infrastructure, stadiums and stuff. They'd be gutted to go down, but yeah. Okay, should we pop over to the USA briefly? But we're going to just check in on Ronaldo, see how he's doing. So Al-Ittihad beat Al-Khalij 3-0, and he didn't score. Did he play? No, he didn't play. I'm looking at the right club. I'm looking at the wrong club. Sorry, he does not play for Al-Ittihad. He plays for Al-Nassr. Obviously, I saw the yellow. And he also didn't score. 3-1 winners against Al-Batin. He did play, but he only had a 6.9 actually. And Gharib was man of the match. Masharipov, I really like him, Uzbek player. He did quite well. Interesting. Okay. Let's pop to the States, North America, and have a look at how things are going. I am going to do a video soon on the MLS shirts, because I know that lots of you have asked me to do that, so that is in production. Okay, let's look at these results then. So yesterday, Atlanta drew with Toronto 1-1. Columbus Crew 2-0 winners against DC United. Inter Miami 2-0 winners against Philadelphia Union. That's a big result for them actually. New England Revolution 3-0 winners against Houston Dynamo. New York Red Bulls 0-0 with Nashville. Orlando 0-0 with Cincinnati. Austin 1-0 winners against Montreal. Chicago Fire 1-0 with New York City. Dallas beat LA Galaxy 3-1. St. Louis City 3-1 winners against Charlotte. They're one of the new teams, aren't they? St. Louis. Colorado Rapids 0-0 with Sporting Kansas. San Jose 2-1 winners over Vancouver. And Seattle Sounders 2-0 winners over Real Salt Lake. Why didn't... Los Angeles played the day before. 3-2 winners over the Portland Timbers. That's a good result for them. So, the Eastern Conference and the Western. Eastern, after 2 games, Inter Miami are top. Wow. And New England are second. Down the bottom, Montreal and Charlotte. And in the Western, Seattle Sounders are top. St. Louis with a very impressive start. Have they got anyone I know playing for them? LA Galaxy down the bottom. Oh, only played one. And Houston Dynamo at the very bottom. Let's have a look. St. Louis squad. Coach Bradley Cornell from South Africa. Oh, Burki, yes, I know him. Defenders, Joachim Nilsson, Tim Parker, Jaro Nowinski, Pedro Nelson, Bell, Wenzel, Hebert, don't know them. Midfielders, Ostrad, Pompeo, Mali, Stroud, Watts, Schneider, Blom, Jackson, Glover. Yeah, no. Alm, Vasilev. Jean Klaus, yes, I know him. Did he used to play in Belgium? And then St. Louis, let's have a look. Yes, he used to play for St. Truiden. And what was I doing? Anyway, okay, we'll skip. And we'll go to Mexico. Have they started up yet? Oh yeah, they're 10 games in, wow. Okay, let's go to... So today, Querétaro beat Toluca 1-0. And in the previous set of results, Saturday, Mazatlan beat Cruz Azul 3-1. Tigres won 1-0 away to Necaxa. Tijuana and Atlas drew 1-1. León beat Atlético de San Luis 2-0. Club America lost 3-0 to Pachuca, wow, at home, in the Azteca Stadium. Monterrey beat Juárez 3-0. Guadalajara beat Santos Laguna 2-0. And Club Universidad Nacional lost at home to Puebla 2-4. The table, and Monterrey is top. Tigres, it's the team I quite like in the Mexican League, are second. Guadalajara, Pachuca, Toluca, and Club America, León, some big clubs in this division. Mazatlan are last, and Querétaro just above them, and then Necaxa. Such a competitive... I mean, Puebla down in 13th, crazy. Okay. And has Canada started up? No, it's not. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Like I said before, drop a comment. Let me know anything interesting that you want to say about the results we've talked about. If you want me to add any leagues, let me know. And yeah, just hope that everyone's